Welcome today to the first panel, I believe. Yeah. So we have the first panel, and we have quite the lineup, all the way from engineering to machine learning to entrepreneurship to someone who has had his time in the sun in policy making as well as entrepreneurship. And I am on the product end. So I would say this panel is balanced. Do you believe so? So the first question now, I think everybody's mind or their thoughts are going to, how did all these people here get to where they are? How did they start out? What's their background story? Is anybody curious about that? All right, cool. So the first question here is to allow everybody to tell you briefly, very briefly, how they started out and how they found their way to become what they are currently. Who wants to open the floor? John, would you?
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm sure I addressed a lot of people here yesterday over Eliezer's panel. So for me, I mentioned I have a background in geology and mining. I graduated from Godfrey Okoye University in 2016. So during my internship, which is in 300 level, 400 level, I was opportune to work for Seplat Petroleum. So Seplat Petroleum gave me some of the basics and grounding to for what I have actually worked on and what I am today. So it's an energy company, one of the leading energy companies in the country. So I learned a lot of things about time management, communication, and technology and energy implementation, and so on and so forth. So after my time with them, I graduated, and after my graduation, I didn't waste time to start working on myself because I understood that there was a lot of unemployment in Nigeria at the time. So I borrowed some money from my parents and started doing online lessons. So I remember telling you people yesterday about W3 schools. How many of you went to W3 schools to check it out? Wow, that's poor. So I'm going to tell you again today about W3 schools. W3 schools is the easiest and the best place to learn tech in anything you're doing. So basically all this tech entrepreneurship we are talking about here is W3 schools will give you a background on everything you need to know. So if you're here and you do not know about W3 schools, I don't see why you are here, because you need to actually take your life seriously, because W3 schools will give you a very good background. So W3 schools was one of the places, and it's also free for that. So W3 schools and Udemy were one of the places I started learning. And from there, I was able to walk through what they had there. And my friend came to me because of my expertise and offered me to work with his company. So I learned branding and marketing and artificial intelligence and so on and so forth. I just kept on reading and learning every day. So I joined my friend, Greenwich Technologies. His name is Godwin. He's in Oxford University now. And we learned a lot from online lessons, and we applied it into our company, which is Greenwich Technologies. Greenwich Technologies is a solar energy company that that does a whole lot of solar energy installations and panels, and also infuses artificial intelligence to solve problems in energy industry. So as we kept on growing our company, we were able to attract investors. I was majorly in branding and digital marketing. So we designed the brand in such a way that a lot of people will look at us and see that, okay, these people are doing very well. So apart from that, you are here as well. So if you have a friend and you have your own skill and that your friend has another skill, you two can always combine what you have and build something. So let's say on Facebook, you have a website, you know how to design websites, and your friend knows how to do branding. you people can actually easily come together and do something. So I don't really want to keep going back to what I have done, but I want to be able to inspire you to like look through yourself and see what you can do for yourself at the end of the day. So that Green Age Technology made my home state government to invite me to work with them and see how my expertise will actually help them grow. So basically, it's working on yourself. At the end of the day, you're here. If you're not able to work on yourself and achieve something, you would not be invited or you will not be asked to come and do stuff. So after that, I worked with Governor Obiano and all the people at his board members and so on and so forth. We achieved what we achieved, and from there I moved to Sahara Energy. So based through this time, all I did was upskill myself. Even now, I have a product management certificate. He's a product manager, and I talk to him also about product and stuff. So basically, I'll tell you, just keep upskilling yourself and you get to where you need to be in life. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, John. So for my fellow panelists, yeah, so we're going to do a very quick thing so we save time. I'm very conscious of time as a person. We're all going to open our phones, yeah, put on the vibration, open our timers. You understand the gist. So 3 minutes, once your phone starts buzzing on your lap, you know you're about to round up. Does that make sense? Cool. I'm trying to make sure everyone makes the best use of their time here, and us too. We get to do quickly and impact as much as we can. All right, Nana, the floor is yours.
All right. Good morning. Oh, we are in afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone.
It's morning song here.
All right, I would be very brief. I work with my time too. So I'll just give you a story of what has taken me from the city of Aba to the United States of America, coming back, appointed as an advisory committee to a state government. And it is as simple as this: never you stop learning. I got admission into Abia State Polytechnic, although my dream university has always been University of UNN, right? I wanted to study pharmacy as a course, but Nigeria happened to me, right? And I didn't get that. So I had no other choice. My other brother had to, oh boy, just go to Abia State Polytechnic and take computer science. I never knew anything about computer science. I just took it with the hope that things will work out. But one thing that made me who I am today was that I identified that I needed to take what I'm doing passionately. I invested a lot of time learning. I remember vividly going to school as early as 7 a.m. because I was living with my guardian, not even my parents. Going to school as early as 7, coming back as late as 7 p.m., 8 p.m. After lectures, I would try to use a friend's laptop to practice what has been taught. And it drove my curiosity to really know why technology, why this, why that. Actually, I have a very strong background in technology, but I'm the type that wants to leverage technology to bring about innovation. How can I use my skills to solve global challenges? And that is one of the things that took me around Nigeria as a computer science student, representing Abia State Polytechnic at the Nigeria Association of Computer Science Students, where finally I won the national competition hackathon in Delta. That was back 2014. And this was just what I was passionate about doing. And I saw the need to replicate what I knew to other students in my community. And that brought about the Google Developers Group in Abia State Polytechnic then, and to the city of Aba. And that was just what I kept doing. I then identified my weakness, I identified my strength. I was good technically, I didn't have the business mindset, I didn't have the design capacity. I met my colleague, who is a co-founder at Rad5 Tech Hub now. Meanwhile, sorry, I think the MC mispronounced my name. My name is Nana John, so that you can always look that up. So I found my colleague, and we came together, started Rad5 Tech Hub. And since then, we have passionately equipped young persons with digital skills, helping them tackle global challenges, right? And through that, yes, it's in the city of Aba. All my life has been in Aba. And despite I had opportunities after graduation to move to Lagos, I was passionate about solving problems. And that was, how can we make the city of Aba or Abia State at large to become tech savvy? And that drove my curiosity. I kept doing what I'm doing, and to God's glory, I was selected to participate in the fellowship. That is the Mandela Washington Fellowship, which I'm standing, I think I'm representing that organization here. And I went to the States, studied about leadership, entrepreneurship, came back. I decided to apply. Trust me, it has not been so easy. Trust me, I have knocked on doors that they didn't open up. But on my return, it's been an easy access. Not because I learned something new in the States, but because I have learned how to do things differently and how to present myself. So in summary, because I work with time, that's just a short story, a long story called short. Persist on what you are doing, see the vision. Yes, challenges to come, but keep learning. Please don't think that learning technology is as easy as it is, right? It takes time. You have to build it. I wish I had this opportunity we are having here to learn tech. Maybe I would have been in a better place. My hard disk for 2012, I still have it up to now, where if I just see any innovation that happens, send SMS. Now we have SMS commonly. A code that will send SMS. I will copy that code and put in that hard disk. I will try it. So each time I look at that hard disk, I keep smiling. This is my journey. So what am I trying to say? The journey to where I am today is as a result of my passion, number one. Number two, I saw the vision. Number three, I was so passionate to solve global challenges. And trust me, wherever you are, keep telling your story. The internet is a global village. Everyone will see you. I've mentioned my name. If you Google me now, you'll find more about me and you can connect to me. So it does not matter where I am. I might be invited to any other place. But that is just a story, cut short. My story has been as a result of consistency, failure, learning, trying it again, and this is where we are today. Thank you.
A round of applause for John. All right, Charlie, over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, my name is Charles, and I'm a software engineer. I work with OBX Finance. It's a crypto company. They're based in Dubai. And then I also work with Dado Food. So my journey was quite interesting because when I was trying to apply for school back then, that was like 2012, I wanted to study aeronautic engineering, but my parents found out that it was too expensive to study. So I decided to bring it down to computer science. And then when I went to FUTMINA, they didn't give me admission. After writing the post-UME, they told me they had over 100 students without a deficiency in physics, because I had deficiency in physics. So they said they had over 100 students without deficiency in physics that they were also applying to get that same course. So there's no need to give me the course. So I had to go to Federal Polytechnic, Bida, and that was where I studied real estate management. And in 2016, I left school. I actually dropped out of school. I'm not advising anybody to drop out of school. You need to go to school. School is not a scam. So I dropped out of school due to financial reasons, and I started looking for jobs to help myself and my family. So, because I'm the only boy in my family, actually. So we tried a couple of things. At some point, I even tried to become a chef. I tried a lot of things, did a lot of stuff, and one day I was scrolling through the internet and I found a post that they said Python developers are paid $100,000 at the end of the year. Like in a full year, they can earn up to $100,000. So I started doing my research, and then I tried to get to that, and I had to move to Enugu. I was in Abuja then, so I moved to Enugu and joined Digital Dreams, where I started my tech journey. I didn't know jack about tech. I didn't even know how to do the Control-C on laptops. It was really hard because I had a lot of computer science students in my class, and then all of a sudden, when they are saying press Control-C or something, and I'm just lost in the class. And I would always have to go back and go and meet the tutor after the class. I would always hold him till 7 p.m. The center closes by 5 p.m., but I hold him there till 7 p.m. that I must learn this thing. And then I wrote on a paper that it was like a prayer I wrote on the paper because I sincerely believe in God. So I wrote on the paper that with this tech, I will be able to climb ladders after learning tech, after this whole program goes through. And that was how, from there, I moved from just being a back class student. I started teaching the same people I was in the same class with, computer science students. I started teaching them, and that was how I got into Genesis Tech Hub, which then gave me the platform that brought me to this level I am right now, because it wasn't easy, because coming from somewhere where we have no background of tech and then moving into tech, it was quite interesting. But look at me today, because of the persistence, determination, and then God wrapping it all around, and everything works together for good. So I believe with all of that and our determinations, I believe all of us, as we are here now, we've gotten this platform. I believe we should utilize it to the best we can, because there's no time. There's really no time. Time waits for no man. So I believe with these few points of mine, I believe you guys can grow from there.
A round of applause for Charles. All right, Boniface. Charlie, pass him the mic.
Right, hello everyone. My name is Boniface Emmanuel Chosen. How I actually started my career in technology. So how I started was that I haven't gotten a confirmation from God, because this is a church gathering, so I have to mix the both of them together. So I wanted to study petroleum engineering, because it's one of the dream courses my dad has for his child, like an ambition. So I love to make my dad happy. So, but God showed me another thing. So I had to go with computer science, which is so I was just curious. So I started somewhere. So I started learning more about web development, but I discovered something that it's really not what I really want for myself. I really want to be doing crazy stuff. So I met with an ex-software engineer at Microsoft. Then she was a student at the University of Nigeria, that is Chisom Woku. So she told me more about AI, and she told me that I should actually have a direction and have a focus. So I decided to stick to artificial intelligence. I was just curious about it and wanted to make a career out of it. Then I discovered something, that AI was not a thing at that time. There was nothing like ChatGPT, blah, 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 all those big technology we have today. So I then decided that, okay, my own goal was that even if AI was not a thing, I'll pioneer AI to where it should be, or where it should be in the world, and it should be recognized. So yeah, that was just the goal. So I started somewhere. I started watching documentaries. From watching documentaries, I decided to join a tech community. In the tech community, there was like a hackathon, not really a hackathon, a competition. I think an international competition. I decided to put in for the international competition on AI, and I started learning. It's Huawei ICT competition, and I reached the national finals. So I said that with zero knowledge in AI, I reached the national final. It seems I have to take this journey very serious. So I started learning Python. From Python, I met with a friend who is currently in Japan. So he gave me some, what are you calling it, videos to watch. So I started watching those videos, and from there I got an internship as a data analytics intern. From there I met with a friend. That's where networking came into play. I met with a friend on LinkedIn. He recommended an internship, but this time around it's an international internship. So I applied to it, I got in. So that was where I was able to meet a lot of friends. From there, I met a friend from Tunisia who introduced me to Omdena. In Omdena, I was able to partner with Hansen Robotics on conscious AI for Sophia robots, and I collaborated intensively on that project. Then from there, I then went on to lead a team of ML engineers from around the world on a conversational AI project for AI psychologists with human memory, where I led the deployment team. From there, I met with a friend who is currently in the US now. So he told me, I called him, and he was the CEO running a kind of a company. So after we spoke together, I said, okay, I'll have to be his CTO. From there, we started building AI-driven products. So after that, I was like, okay, I want to really even advance my AI career. So I decided that, okay, since I'm a curious person, why don't I create a community that will turn people's curiosity to collaboration, solving real-world problems. So that is where algorithmic explorers come into play. So I created a community with a group, with some group of friends. They joined the community, and that is how we are able to create a community that helps people, most people's curiosity to collaboration, solving real-world problems. Thank you.
A round of applause. And we are with the last person. I typically call him Baz. It's a short form of his name. All right, Baz.
All right.
Make it snappy for the crowd, please.
Yeah. My name is Bezalel Mwabia. No, everybody calls me Baz, so it's easier to pronounce than Bezalel. So I'm a software engineer, and my story is a little bit different. I was kind of privileged to be around technology growing up. But what I would say that actually helped me, because I actually went into the field, I think around my 2020, during my final years at Institute. From that point till now, what has actually helped me is that I get bored easily of where the level I am at each point in time. Like, if I'm at level 1, I'm already thinking about level 5. So, if you notice, among all of them, the most common things they are saying that you have to keep upskilling, keep learning, because this field keeps changing very, very fast. Okay, for example, last 4 years ago, no one was, okay.
Be audible.
Okay, sorry, okay. Let's say last 5 or 6 years ago, you wouldn't know that AI would be so much advanced as it is right now, right? Even to the point that even some software engineers feel threatened that most AI stuff that is being built now can do more than they can do. So, but let's say 5 or 7 years ago, that person was already learning beforehand. By now, the person must have learned so much, have so much knowledge to be building those AIs themselves. So, if you are going into this field, you must just have it in mind that you keep learning, you keep upskilling. You can't just relax. And then, most importantly, networking. That you are here, you are already doing very fine. You must learn how to network. I mean, where I am currently. In fact, let's say every job that I worked on, every gigs I've got, I think 90% of it, I got it from networking, from people that knew me. I would just stay one like this, and someone would call me, "Hello, Baz, do you have time? Can you do this and this and for us?" So you must learn how to network, and that you are here, you're already doing very, very good at that. So before you go, make sure you make a lot of contact with people you see here. You can never know what comes out of it. A gig I recently got, it was someone I met like 4 years ago. He just called me out of the blue and like, "Hello, Baz, are you available for this?" So you have to learn how to network and have it in the back of your mind that you must keep learning. If you're in level 1 now, keep thinking of, okay, for me to reach level 5, what are the steps I need to take? And then follow that step. And then lastly, before we move on to the next thing, is you must be focused. I've mentored a lot some people, over the years, and one thing they keep complaining about is, I don't know where to start. What do I do? Where do I start? So first of all, you have to identify what you actually want to do. If you identify it, focus on that. There is a lot of, I would like to call it noise. A lot of things happening in this tech space. Focus on one thing. You can't learn everything. You can't learn everything. Your mind can only focus on one thing at a time. So focus on this. Dedicate like 2-3 years to that. All these things that will be like, do this and do this, do this and get money sharp. Just forget about it. See this thing as a career path. It's not something that you start learning in 3 months' time, you are earning $1 million. You have to actually give yourself time, give yourself like some years, focus on one thing, learn it, be dedicated, and deny yourself some things you want to actually get what you actually need. So focus on that. Go to tech conferences and network and all that. So thank you.
All right. A round of applause once again for Baz. All right, there's one key thing he said that I would like to add to it. He said something about networking, yeah? So I wanted to add a small part to it so people don't lose track of life. If you are going to make network or connect with people, make sure you are intentional and meaningful about it. It's not about collecting contact info. You understand? It's not about collecting phone number and being on their neck. Life is bass, boost, give, take. Does that make sense? So I'll just give a quick background about myself because it will be unusual for me not to say. So I started out someone privileged. I was able to get a laptop as early as my JS3 from my dad. I spent a lot of time in cyber cafes, but unfortunately I didn't go through the sciences. I went through art. I ended up doing economics in UNN. While in UNN, I was privileged to encounter people doing community around Google in UNN, and that was like 2016, yeah? And that was like at the end of my first year. As of then, I was already tired about school. I came from a background where you're allowed to free think. There was no such thing as la cram, la po. For those who are in university, you know what I mean. So, fast forward to third year, I was trying to figure out what I would do as someone who is already organizing community. I was pretty much curious. I was reading as much as I can around stuff that fascinated me. So final year, school is about to finish. I'm about to be thrown into the deep end. Nigeria has a very high level of unemployment. So in my final exam period, I was going through interviews and I was looking for a job as either a product manager or a community manager because I co-organize community. Raymond there is my senior man. He was referring to me during his time, Sage. So essentially, sorry about that. So essentially, I found my way. I got into the Learnable program. I did product design as a stepping stone. And from there, it's been up this stage. So basically, there are 3 alumni here from the Learnable program from Genesis Tech Hub. I, Charlie, and Baz. So there's a lot of informality amongst us. So currently today, I work in products. I do stuff for Dado, stuff for Tennessee, as well as other people. I organize the GDG Enugu community, so that's why I'm moderating this panel. I couldn't find a volunteer, but I think everything happens for a good reason. Isn't it so? Cool. So now this panel is just going to go very smoothly. I'll ask questions, I'll cherry pick, so everyone here can share their perspective. If someone here wants to add an additional thing, they'll just indicate. However, your answers have to be brief, 2 minutes each. Please pay attention to so you can know you have to round up. Is everyone excited? Is everyone curious? Is everyone ready to persevere? All right, so first question is around career development and planning. So who knows the topic for this panel? Who knows it? Did they display it? Wow. Did anyone display it? Can you please display the topic? All right, for the benefit of time, the name of this panel is the Operator Mastermind. The Operator Mastermind. Each person here is an operator individually, regardless of whatever career path they pick. You are out there either as an entrepreneur or someone who is being employed, but you operate individually as an operator. So basically, the goal of this topic is to help you guys understand how you can plan your careers for success from day one or whatever day it is. As the internet likes to say, it's day one or one day, but it's day one, yeah? So who has an understanding of what I've just said? Can you wave if you just got it? Few people in the crowd. Wonderful. Can you please display the topic so they are very well intimated with it? All right, so the first question I have is around career planning and development. And the first question will go to Charles. Charles, are you with us? So what are the key factors that someone should consider when they are planning their career path in this industry where we operate in? Turn on the mic. Okay, please pass him the mic.
So, there's this quote that is very popular that says, I don't know how popular it is with you guys too, but it says, it's not about being better, it's about being different. So, coming into the tech space and trying to build a career, you have to find something that makes you different, something that you can personalize to yourself. Because let me tell you, I started graphics design, I did product design, I did full stack development, but currently I'm just strictly front end, mobile and web. So I tried all of them, and then it didn't really stick with me. But then I had to pick one that would stay with me, and that was how I chose front end. So I think one way to first of all start this is, first of all, know what you are coming in to do. Know the challenges you're coming in to meet, and then explore, learn about the people that have been there before. Find out about the people that have been there before and ask questions, because these days nobody wants to ask questions. All of us, we just want to dive in and start making money. Meanwhile, there are a lot of processes involved in getting to that top level, because if you don't follow the process in tech, trust me, you will have to go back and always start again from the beginning. So I think a way to start planning your career is to first of all have the mindset that, okay, this thing I'm going to is first of all hard. Understand that level, and then the next level you're going into is doing your research to know where you can fit in. And after you get that place you can fit in, put your whole mind and soul into it, and then everything will work out for you.
Thank you, Charles. Very sufficient answer. So to draw more into that, how many of us have come across an ad, learn tech in 6 weeks? How many of us? If you learned that your doctor learned how to be a doctor in 6 weeks, will you go for them? So basically what Charlie is telling you is, it takes quite a lot of time to master where you are. Across this sitting here, there's up to 25 years or more of experience cumulatively, and it took time to get wherever we are. Does that make sense? All right, so the next question is for John Cross, and it's more or less on how people can figure out ways to focus on the signal in their environment, particularly in terms of their career development, because there's a lot of noise out there, too many resources, too many things to read, too many fancy things, too many shiny objects. How do you find the signal in that noise for what you're looking to do?
Okay, mostly to focus on certain things, it requires discipline, number one. If you're not disciplined enough to know that I am good in this, or 5 things, and if I don't focus on this, I would not really achieve or get to where I want to be. For me, I hate to admit it, but I am extremely focused and very disciplined when it comes to achieving what I want to achieve. So once you identify your skills, that's one. You identify your talent, and your skills and your talent come together to really define who you are. So once you have those 2 first things, skills and talent, and you have defined yourself, you'll be able to achieve whatever you want to achieve. So the goal is skill, talent, identifying your best components. Once you identify your best components, you can then get into the labor market and strive. What they also meant, someone here mentioned, was networking. If you're also able to network with your skills and your talent and everything, you'll be able to approach people and tell them, oh, see, this is my skill, this is what I have been able to do for myself. Can you employ me? Can you give me this to work on? And can you give me an opportunity to do this for you? Through my time at Greenwich Technologies and before and after then, I also design websites on the side, and I am good at that, but I don't really like admitting that I design websites on the side. But then again, I have that skill set. So designing website is what I do on the side, and it helps me, makes me money. So all I'm trying to say is put together what you know how to do very well, and take it seriously. If you take it seriously, you would eventually be successful regardless. Thank you.
Thank you very much, John. So, if you've paid attention so far, you realize that there's a common theme that everyone has said here, which is playing a very diverse learning experience. So everyone here has many things they have learned, then they've laser focused on one. And this is very similar to how our education system is built here. If you are going to start out being a pharmacist, a doctor, an engineer, you first of all learn broad topics, then you specialize. So what does it tell you? Does anybody know? That you should never stop learning. All right, so my next question is for Boniface, and the reason why he asked this question is because he picked a pretty much unpopular path to take in this career, or rather this industry. He picked AI, and AI started to boom recently, but it has always been there. A lot of research has gone into it. So, Boniface, your question is, what's the biggest challenge you faced in your tech career as you climbed up, and how did you overcome them? Please be brief. Story plenty, but I know. Just pick one, two, give them.
Okay, one of the biggest challenges I faced was getting access to resources, the right resources. We have a lot of resources, but I think getting access to the right resources was like the major challenge I had. But through mentorship, I got from different professionals in the field, because that was what helped me a lot, mentorship. I have a lot of mentors. So reaching out to them, they give me the right material, the right thing to do at the right time. So it helped me, or it helped build my career. Yeah.
All right, thank you for being very, very brief. Okay, so Boniface, can you also shed a little bit more light about mentorship? How it really works?
Okay. My first mentorship, one of the mentors I have is, I would like to call their name Professor Udano.
Give roses to who deserve it.
He's not, I just want to.
No, I know. Give roses to who deserve it now. Call their names.
So, the C. Udano. So, Professor C. Udano, he really helped me a lot. He was the first person I actually met as regards to artificial intelligence. So, he told me what technologies to learn. I never get back to him until my third year. Then I presented him with what I have learned. And that was how I got employed or connected to work under the Vice Chancellor's office at the Education Innovation Unit as a facilitator for AI. Then another person was a master's student who is currently in Japan. But prior to his leaving, he gave me a lot of resources. In fact, what I do majorly is that after learning a certain thing, I'll reach out to them and get feedback as regards to my progress. Then they'll give me the next direction to take. And that's what I do throughout my career. And that's how it has been going. So I have people I always reach out to. Like for resumes, I know of Chisom Woku. She has gotten, work for top companies like Bank of America, Microsoft. So before my resume was able to get shortlisted for interviews for big tech companies like Google, Amazon, Bank of America, a lot of them like that. I had to reach out to her, and she gave me like a template. So I think mentorship has actually played a huge role in helping me throughout my career.
All right. So Nana, I'm going to ask you to throw a little bit more into this mix, given the fact that you have created facilities that has helped people, like young people, figure out their way. Because every now and then, all of us here, basically, you get people who are always like, I want to mentor, I want to be a mentor, I want you to mentor me, yada yada. But what does it mean to show up as a mentee?
All right. Thank you for that question. To answer that, I would first of all say that technology is an enabler. And until we see technology as an enabler, we would keep having errors, especially those of us that want to jump into technology. Take Nanny Boy, for example. Just imagine him coming saying that he wants to learn mobile app development in technology now. That would be a waste of time and waste of resources. But if he leverages technology and social media and master the art of digital marketing, it gives him the leverage to sell what he has as a skill, right? So I have seen over 10 years of mentorship, young persons that will come in, hey, I want to learn this one, I want to learn, one of them just left my office last week, I want to learn mobile app, I want to learn this, I want to learn cybersecurity. And I'll be like, calm down. First of all, you should understand that technology, yes, is good. I think this mentorship cuts across the first two questions too. Because there's a lot of noise in this our space. Today you see someone tweeting about AI, tomorrow you see another person talking about this one. And you as a learner that is learning ABC, that is front end, you want to now jump into AI because you are seeing your friend in AI. It is important that you have someone who pulls you back once you want to move faster than you can, right? It's important that you have a community. One speaker said, the first speaker made mention about that. Have a community where you can ask questions. Have someone that you can ask questions. Please, I want to do this, I want to do that. Please, it should be after you have done your research. Don't come and put all the questions that you can ask Google and get the answer on your mentor because they might not answer it. Do your research. Have someone that you can ask the question. Please, I think I found out this. Do you think it would be wise for me to do this? Because if you don't do that, you will see yourself running around a cycle and never master an art once it comes to technology. Thank you.
All right. Charles, you say you had something you wanted to add. Now, the reason why Charles is adding is because he came from a very unconventional background. So go on.
This mentorship thing, I've been a mentor for, I think, 2 years now. I've been mentoring under the Learnable program, which I was part of before. I think that was
2020.
2020,
Don't
yeah.
forget.
I was there 2020, and I've been mentoring there for 2 years now. And the thing is, most people come to you to mentor them, and they want you to spoon feed them. It's not like that. Mentorship is more of a guidance program that I have to tell you, okay, go this way, go this way. It's more of me saying, don't make this mistake I made when I was starting. Not me coming to write your code for you, because I have a lot of people that come to my DM and say, I want to learn how to code. And the next thing, they'll just write npm install is a package, and immediately it throws one error. Instead of you to Google it, you'll now bring it and throw it on my table and tell me I should come and I thought you said you were going to mentor me. This is not what you promised me, like they say. So do you get, mentorship is more of a guidance thing that I'm just going to put you through the whole process and use my experience to guide you through the process so that you don't make the kind of mistakes I made, because as well.
All right. So if you listen clearly when Lorenzo was calling out my bio, he said something around me liking motorsport. So there's a popular saying in motorsport: don't drive faster than your guardian angel. So in this case scenario, a mentor is your guardian angel. So at any point in time you drive faster than what they can give you, it probably will not work out fine for you. However, you can still take risk and succeed. Yeah? John Cross, do you want to add anything around how our education system has made mentorship look like a teacher relationship?
For me, I I choose my mentors differently. You probably should have achieved certain things in the country for me to choose you as my mentor. That aside, but for education in the country, I wouldn't really say it's not really top 10 or top 20 in the world, but the most important thing for as a Nigerian and as anyone here, it's very important to like always go back and look at that thing that you have in yourself that makes you stand out, because it's what makes you stand out is what will feed you. So if you know how to do certain things on your own without help, and if okay, let me say you have a business at home, or your parents sell things in the shop. Maybe when your mom is there, she doesn't sell as much as when you are there. So when you're there, you're always very open to talking to people. That is marketing. Once you're able to like talk to people and bring them to your shop, that is marketing, and that is a skill set your parents do not have, but you have it. So the Nigerian education system is good to an extent, but once you're able to look through yourself and know that this is what I'm good at, this is where I can excel best in, you're going to make it regardless. Don't even think twice about it. And don't even be demoralized about the education system. Take it as it is, and you should mostly focus on what your thought is, what you're going to be asked to bring back. So once you are able to make yourself the best out of every other person, you would always succeed. It's more of you than others. Thank you.
All right. Nana still wants to come back for more. It's his field, so he would give us more sprinkles.
All right, briefly, especially in technology, our education system might not be the best, but don't joke with your lecturers as mentor. I'm saying with experience. They might not be your best person to guide you in this area, but trust me, they have the network and capacity to put you at the right spots. What you can do with your lecturers in school would be keep them abreast of your progress in life. Why? Because they will always be proud of you when you are successful. I'll take my experience as an example. I just came back from the States. On coming back, my HOD, who used to be my lecturer in the past, is the one who has networked me across the academic institution. Now I have access to the rector of the Abia State Polytechnic. I consult for them. I do a lot of things. Even the TMTT, we are partnering with them to achieve it. So what am I trying to say? Yes, they might not give you what you need, but trust me, they are good mentors when it comes to recommendation and putting you on the spotlight. That's just where I want to put it. Thank you.
Thank you. A round of applause for John. All right, so this question is for Baz. Now, who can remember at the beginning, Baz said he gets bored very easily. Who remembers? Yeah, so this question is for him, and it's more or less around continuous learning. Yeah? So how important is continuous learning, and what are your strategies? Give us your secret ingredients. And how will you recommend that people stay up to date? So it's a 3-part question, but be brief. All right?
All right. My strategies. So the importance of continuous learning is that it gives you an edge. Like, it helps you move faster. For me, it helped me move faster. All through my life, or at least recently in my life, I've seen myself being in the same environment with people that are not, I feel like they went before me, but somehow I am there with them. So the point I'm trying to make is continuous learning helps you move faster than you can think, you can even currently imagine. And then my strategy is that I try not to overwhelm myself. So, and when I spoke earlier, I mentioned something about focusing on one thing. So if you actually want to learn something, you must focus on one thing. You can't you can't try to learn multiple things at the same time. It won't work.
But sorry to interrupt. You can go around with the question books. Oh, you have some. Can I have it? I'm trying to wrap up.
Right, sorry. All right, let me continue. So, yeah, my strategy is to focus on one thing. So let's say I'm currently doing right, like this now. I'm a back-end engineer. I deal with servers. I deal with servers. I write code that basically any app you can use, there is a back-end powering it. So I deal in that area. So, but also on the side, I am looking towards, there is this thing called biomedical. So basically it's the fusion of biology with computers. So basically there is this trend of some scientists trying to see if we can use computer to read humans' biological data. So like this, they can literally engineer a human being. They can make someone that is probably supposed to be, let's say, crippled, but they can change something in that person's biology, DNA or something, or gene, and that person will not be crippled. They can predict if someone will have so and so disease and all that. So right now, I didn't do so well in biology. I did very good at computer, but I'm trying to make a point again.
Sure.
So I've mentored a lot of people, and that's the number one mistake they have. So they'll be like, Baz, I'm trying to learn this thing, but I'm working a day job. How can I do this? And I would say, okay, what are you learning? They are learning AI, they're learning this one, they're learning this one. I'm like, okay, calm down. Focus on one thing and just bring out at least 1 hour every day and just study something there. So yeah, that's my strategy.
All right. So because of some form of intervention, I'm just going to ask you for a single word. Yeah, I know it's coming. So I'll summarize your advice for every beginner in one word. So everybody go quickly. John, your advice for the beginners in here who want to get into tech. Use one word.
Discipline.
All right. John.
Consistency.
Okay. Charlie.
Staying focused on what you put your mind to do.
I say one word though. Say focus.
Focus.
Boniface.
Passion.
Charlie. Baz.
Discipline.
They've said discipline. Find another one.
Oh, okay. Focus.
Said focus. All right. All right. Round of applause. I want to.
Please let's put our hands together for them. Can you do that louder?